Hey guys, Crew Blind Way Back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we are back. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Oh dear.
It has been a minute, but we are back and we are ready to finish this series.
I remember being lost before, kind of. It was getting very complicated.
Less lost this season than last season, I think. But, yeah, a little bit of a recap. There is a refugees issue in Japan, and the flames are being fanned from within the government itself.
Yes.
Specifically, the the Cabinet Intelligence Agency.
I think so, yeah.
GOTA's organization.
Mm-hmm. The Scarred Man.
Mm-hmm. There's a group, the individual 11s, who read a philosophy that didn't actually exist and were formed, and that created Cusey, or Cusey thought he was a part of that, but was manipulated.
Or he infiltrated it somehow.
Cut off a bunch of people's heads with a sword. He's now sort of the leader of this refugee movement, which they can see and feel what he feels.
Yeah, they can
tap in anytime.
He's always live streaming.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So it's pretty easy to trust someone like that when you can read their thoughts. And yeah, he's trying to help them. He got some plutonium for a nuclear weapon, but psych.
Yeah.
It's not actually plutonium, just lead bars.
Yeah. When the last thing we experienced in the very, very last episode, which we watched forever ago, was he was escaping on a fishing trawler, and they were taking fire from an enemy ship. There was a fire on board. It seemed like he was going to be captured, and then right at the last second, the entire city of Nagasaki goes dark. And he gets away. Luckily, jumps off the ship or something, and he gets away with the plutonium.
Yep.
But he checks out the case, and as you said, there's no plutonium in there. It's just lead bars.
And he hasn't revealed that.
He hasn't revealed that to his followers. However, Section 9, upon looking where, because they went into the Sagawa group, and they looked through their files, and they discovered that it was kind of set up, and also that he probably doesn't actually have the plutonium. So the only people that know Cusey doesn't have the plutonium are Section 9 and Cusey, and probably whoever set it up in the beginning. Probably GOTA.
Probably, yeah. So like we said, very simple, not a lot going on. Let's just ease into this and have a good time.
We're not going to even remember their names. Oh man, thank goodness we stopped before this episode. Can you imagine trying to remember all that stuff? Bato luckily summed up a lot of it for us.
No, it's very good.
Ooh.
And necessary. Yeah, it's all sort of spelled out before the final act.
Thank goodness. GOTA seemed pretty sensitive to being called dumb.
Maybe not dumb so much
Out
as
of control?
Yeah,
yeah.
In control of another. Mm-hmm. Or being controlled by another.
Yeah. He's mentioned before about wanting to give Cusey his very best script or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anyone who has created something, there's always a point where that creation outgrows them, right? Arthur Conan Doyle makes Sherlock Holmes, and that exists beyond him.
Yeah.
And gets away from him even during his lifetime.
Yeah, you can't stop those fan fiction writers, man.
Caesar in trying to reform the Roman Republic, happens, and then it gets away from him and sort of continues on without him.
Mm-hmm.
But it still started because of his actions.
Yep. I wonder if that's the true mark of a crazy genius, sort of someone that's kind of destined to fail, is if they believe that they can never come out of control of the things they create. They're always in control of it.
Maybe. It's like the whole thing behind the Jurassic Park movie, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we can create this, and we think we can control it, but actually, no. Like, it's beyond control. At least by one person.
Yeah. Are there any exceptions to that? Like...
I mean, no one lives forever, right? So, like...
the Highlander. He literally gets, like, what the answers to the universe downloaded in his brain or whatever, right?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, I mean, there are just some, I guess, innate properties of humans that continue and have continued.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Which is why I really love Ghost in the Shell, because they always try to instruct and to expand what we understand as innately human.
And I guess that's what makes his final trigger interesting, right? Like, virginity.
Well, it cuts down the number of people it could be by a long shot. It would have to be someone that was completely converted on, like, a major body level fairly early, or it would have had to been, like, just, like, an exception sort of person.
Yeah. And is it...
Like, it's not unusual for someone to be a virginity farther into life, but...
And, like, I think you get a lot of radicals in that, too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's a possibility.
Where, like, if you have some sort of imbalance between, like male and female in a population or whatever, and, like, there aren't enough people who, like, can fulfill those sexual desires, that energy goes elsewhere.
Okay, yeah. I mean, even if it's not purely sexual in nature, it's just wanting to have, like, that special relationship with someone, that closeness, that being known as you are.
Or wanting to create a legacy.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it
exactly
via a child,
a legacy.
You want to do it via deeds.
So maybe that's Goda's legacy. He wants to... This is his baby, kind of.
Could be. And, you know, sex is one of the things that's been with humanity from the beginning.
Yep.
And probably will be until the end.
Well, if we all convert to computers.
Yeah, but even here, like, I think reproduction still happens through
pretty organic.
normal means. Or normal-ish means.
Normal-ish means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's, like, in vitro stuff is way more advanced and everything.
Wasn't there, like, a thing with cloning sort of stuff?
It was outlawed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess possible.
Mm-hmm. And they were just... I can't remember if it was limited to just organ cloning or if it was just, like, any sort of human-based cloning is wrong. Cut out. Just not a path that it would be okay for us as a species to go down.
I feel like the plutonium matching isn't, like, something Goda would not have thought of. But I guess it's possible if somehow QZ did get his hand on some and, like, was able to put it there, right? Because, like, it seems to be implied that that Goda's the one who actually put the bomb there.
Yeah. Goda's pulling all the strings.
Yeah.
He's not going to give Kuze something as, like, powerful as an actual plutonium, apparently. But he wants everybody else to think that Kuze did.
Yeah.
So Kuze gets to be the fall guy, the martyr, whatever you need to call it at that point. But either way, you'll just have to call it a trigger for war because people get really scared and nothing
I don't know how much of a war it will be. Like, I figure it's going to be more of a slaughter because it's like a militarized nation versus not. But then again, I guess Americans did okay.
Refugees. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is like, I can't imagine a more helpless corner of the population.
Yeah, and it's not
desperate.
Like they have any allies outside of themselves.
Yeah.
Which.
And they've been treated pretty darn poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been manipulated quite strongly. But what would this be if there were refugees? to be on the other side? Or was this created specifically because they want, like, one Japan, only Japanese sort of setup? Like,
yeah, I think Goda's just doing it because he can, and this is just his best opportunity. Like, I'm not sure that he feels strongly about the refugees one way or another. He just wants to prove his point, I think, and also, in a way, unify Japan.
Yeah.
Because they have an enemy to go against.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Pretty terrible stuff. Okay.
All right.
So, we need to find out who all's a virgin. I'm just teasing. I'm pretty sure we know.
Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. There is more yet to come over at patreon.com/blindwave, and you can subscribe so you can check it out on YouTube as it comes out week to week. We'll also be covering the movie tied to this series as well, so make sure to watch out for that. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.